All right, let's, seeing that it's 7 o'clock, we'll open the meeting of the Halifax Zoning Board of Appeals on the November 9th, 2020 meeting. Okay, present on Zoom are all the members of the board. Peter Kasaya, Bob Zid, Jerry Joy, Dan Basari, and myself. And Arlanna, you're on Zoom also. Jerry, I have you cut off.
I am.
Jerry, I have you cut off. Your microphone is. Are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, he can hear us. He's good. There he is.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
All right. Let's see, seeing it's 7 o'clock, we might as well kick off our first hearing here at 7 p.m. Petition number 926. Everybody's ready. That would be Christina and Sean O'Connor, 85 Hemlock Lane, special permit for in-law apartment. I get the right one. Yes. Okay, I'll just read this off. The Halifax Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Monday, November 9th, 2020 at 7 p.m. via Zoom, Halifax, Mass. On the application by Sean and Christina O'Connor for a special permit for an existing in-law apartment located at 85 Hemlock Lane in Halifax, Mass. Said property is owned by Sean and Christina O'Connor of 85 Hemlock Lane, Halifax, Mass. 02338 as shown on Assessors Map 62, Lot 3D. Title reference book 575, page 149. The applicants are seeking a new special permit for an existing in-law apartment in accordance with the zoning bylaws of the town of Halifax under section 167.7, schedule of use regulations, and section 167.7D 12. Area is zoned residential, petition number 926. Mr. and Mrs. O'Connor, how are we doing?
Good, how are you?
Very well.
Good.
Thank you. How are you?
It takes a little while to get used to the whole Zoom thing, but we'll get there. How about would you like to speak to your petition, just to kind of tell the board members what you're doing or what your plans are?
Well, the house was built as an in-law and we just didn't renew it. So we need to renew it as an in-law.
Okay. Who will be occupying the in-law?
My father, who's lived here since we built the house.
Oh, okay. Arlanna, you have their regular application from 85 Hemlock?
Their last decision letter, special permit is in your folder, Bert, and I think should also have been sent to all of the other guys in emails.
Is that the one from September? Nope, September 17th. That's not that one.
It is, let's see.
September 11th, 2001, that one, petition 508.
Yes.
That must be the original one.
Yeah, that's the original.
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. O'Connor, any changes, any walls changed, open, doors added, entry, exits, kitchen facilities different, anything?
Nope, same as when it was built.
Okay. Any other questions from members of the board? I'll open it up here.
I have no questions.
I think
I don't have any questions.
No, sounds all right.
Yeah, if it's a renewal, have you gone through, Mr. and Mrs. O'Connor, all the different rigs for renewal? It lasts for 5 years and then it expires.
Yeah, so I guess what happened was the last time it was renewed, I think was like 2012, I believe. And we just missed the last one.
Okay. If there's no other, were there any conditions on the permit? I didn't see any other than what's mentioned in our bylaws. The blueprints, like you said, haven't changed at all. They've remained the same as 2012.
Correct, yep.
I think, excuse me, I think there were a few conditions written in the September 11th letter. They're pretty standard though, I think.
That's what I thought. Looking them over, I thought they were just the basic ones from the bylaw, nothing.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
Right. Okay, in that case, if there are no other questions from any of the members of the board on the renewal permit, I'll I'll accept a motion regarding petition number 926.
I'll make a motion to accept 926.
Second.
Okay, voting on this, then I have Peter, Kasia, Bob, Jerry, and myself. There's a motion on the floor that has been seconded to accept petition number 926 as presented. All those in favor say aye. I'll go to a voice vote. Peter,
Yes.
Kasia,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Jerry.
Yes.
Myself, I vote yes. And Dan, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes 5-0. So Mr. and Mrs. O'Connor, you can get in touch with Arlanna, and she'll walk you through the procedure. There's a waiting period or an appeal period that we have to adhere to. But other than that, there are no other changes, and we should be all set. Arlanna, we'll have a paper at the office that we can sign off on that.
We've just been doing, so for the pandemic, we've just been doing the signed decision letter.
Okay,
Is that okay with everyone?
works for me. Any other members have any other objections or anything to that? All right. Good. And that didn't even hurt. All right, awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. O'Connor. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
All right. What else do we have? We have a couple minutes before our 7:15 hearing. How about minutes? Let's do the minutes of October 5th, 2020. Anybody else have any chance? Well, read them over. I didn't see any changes, additions, or deletions. Anybody have any?
No, I didn't see anything either.
Yeah, I didn't find any changes or deletions. All right, then I'll accept a motion regarding the minutes of Monday, October 5th, 2020.
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes of October 5th, 2020 as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the minutes of October 5th, 2020. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any objects? Any no's? Good. All right, we still have 5 minutes. How about, let's move right into the minutes of October 14th, 2020 on a Zoom meeting. I looked them over quick. I couldn't find any additions or deletions. That was basically, that was from the Halifax Country Club, petition 920, just postponing the hearing. I didn't see any, I myself didn't have any changes or corrections. Anybody else?
Nope.
I'll accept a motion then regarding the minutes of October 14th, 2020.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of October 14th, 2020.
Second.
In a second. Okay, there's a motion on the floor to accept the minutes as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. Passes 5-0 to accept the minutes of October 14th, 2020. Bingo. Arlanna, I have to get up there to sign those bills. Would we have a couple of them up there? One from the
Yeah, there's
newspaper.
a few this time. There's
WB.
4. Yeah, 4 advertisements for the Express and a WB Mason invoice. Oh, and then the 1-year renewal for the newspaper.
Okay. I have 3. I don't have 4. I don't want to miss any. One.
I think one of them has like maybe multiple. Let me look. Let me see how I set it up.
1-year subscription renewal. Oh, yes, there's petitions 9, 26, 27, 28, and
Yes.
29.
If you could just motion to approve those, that's all we would need.
Oh, you don't need me to come up and sign for these?
Oh, no, yeah, you would need to sign, but for
Oh.
right now, just motion to approve the bills.
All right. I'll accept a motion to accept the bills from the Express newspaper, WB Mason, and what was the last one? The Plimpton Halifax Express.
I'll make a motion to accept the bills as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to accept the 3 bills as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No, passes unanimous. Okay, good. What time? is it? Let's see. Seeing it's about 7:15, pretty close. Is there somebody present that wants to speak, that is going to speak to petition on number 927 on Walnut Street in Halifax for a special permit?
Yes, Matt Groschetto with Outback Engineering.
Oh, okay. I had seen you there earlier. I thought I lost you. Sorry about that. All right. Why don't we open the meeting then? Open for the hearing. I'll read it off here. The Halifax Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Monday, November 9th, 2020 at 7:15 p.m. via Zoom on the application by ADGA Realty LLC for a special permit to construct a horse barn located at 0 Walnut Street, Halifax, Mass. Said property is owned by ADGA Realty as shown on the Assessors Map 98, Lot 1, title reference Book 29865, page 225. The applicant is seeking a special permit to construct approximately 2,964 square foot barn that would be 78 by 38, including a second floor, according to the plans, on an existing parcel to stable horses for agricultural purposes, with a front yard setback of approximately 853 feet, side yard setbacks of approximately 439 square feet and 711 feet, and a rear yard setback of approximately 347 feet. This would be in violation of section 167.12 F4 in the agricultural residential district, that is, as it is greater than 884 square feet in accordance with the zoning bylaws of the town of Halifax. The area is zoned residential, petition number 927. Okay, again, sir, your name was, I'm sorry?
Matt Groschetto with Outback Engineering.
Okay, would you like to speak to your petition?
Sure. We're looking for a special permit to construct the barn on the property. The property is approximately 53 acres in size. There's no residential uses on the property. There was a building permit applied for, and the building inspector denied the building permit, indicated we needed to get a special permit for a barn larger than 884 square feet. Just to demonstrate that the parcel is used for our agricultural purposes only. There's no residential uses on the lot. And like I said, it's like 53.5 acres, large. There's a couple existing buildings on there that are used just to store farm equipment. And we're just seeking a special permit to put the barn on. As you can see from the plot plan that we supplied, it's well set back from any property lines. And it shouldn't have, shouldn't be any, shouldn't be detrimental to the established or future character of the neighborhood.
Okay, now is this separate parcel, separate from the residence that it's on the
Yes.
residence?
Yeah, any residences are on separate parcels. There's no residential use on this property, on this parcel.
What is the other building being used for?
They're just storage for farm equipment and other materials that are used for the farm uses.
Okay, I'll open it up to questions from members of the board. I myself personally would like to know, is this a commercial use, or is this in the purpose of the second floor on the barn also? What's the second floor going to be used?
Just for, there's no commercial uses. It's just to store equipment or store any materials that might be used for the horses, riding equipment, whatever, to keep it up and off the first floor. But it's just mainly to store the horses, and it's all private for the residents themselves on the abutting property.
How many horses are you talking?
I think maybe 4 to 6 horses.
Wow, that's a big building. The upstairs now, I understand, is there bathrooms and facilities and stuff on the second floor?
I don't believe so. I would have to get back to you on that. I don't believe so. I don't think there's no living quarters or anything like that. I think
that's my concern. That
there's no living quarters. There's no residential use on it. There might be a sink, like a couple hose bibs for water use, but there's no proposed residential use on it or living quarters in the building.
So it's private use only. The stalls, the bays, they're not going to be rented out or anything.
No, that's not my understanding. No, it's a private use.
All right, gentlemen. Anybody else have any other questions for the applicant?
How far is that building away from the river?
On one of the plans, you can see there's the 200-foot setback from the river. So we're probably another 200 feet from that. So you're probably 300 to 400 feet back from the river.
So it'll be with the other, next to the other buildings.
Yeah, you can see on the plot plan where the other buildings are relative to it. So it's far back from the river.
So the second floor is only going to be used for, you're going to store hay in there, or you're just going to store horse equipment?
I believe it's just horse equipment. I'd have to double check if they're going to store hay. I'm not sure on that. But there's no commercial uses. This is all for the private residents.
The floor is going to be used for storage of horse equipment.
Pardon me, I didn't hear that.
The floor is going to be used for storage equipment, for horse equipment.
Yeah, I mean, anything related to the barn, anything that they might want to store up and out of the way.
And there's not going to be any heat in that building, or no?
I don't know the answer to that. I would imagine there'd be some sort of heat source, whether it's just electric. But I don't believe there's a boiler or anything like that.
I got no more questions.
So you said 4 to 6 horses?
Yes, I believe that might be on the high side. I see three doors, horse doors. So, probably that would be at the most 4 to 6 at the most.
So as the chairman had mentioned, it's a pretty large building for just a couple of horses. Is there like a training portion in that, like a big open area to train the horses, or why such a large building?
I don't think I don't think that there's any sort of a training area in there. I think it's just open stalls inside the building.
How big do stalls need to be for a horse?
That I don't know. Not a horse guy. I don't know the size of the horse stalls.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm not a horse guy myself.
Most stalls are usually a 12 by 12 stall.
Do you have a floor plan of the building? I see all exterior elevations, but I don't see a floor plan at all.
I don't have one with me. I can definitely get one for you. I just don't have it in the package that I have.
Arlanna, was one turned in with the application?
I think there's just the elevations got turned in.
No, I don't believe so. Not that I saw.
Is there water out to the building?
There's currently no water, but they out at that building, but the other outbuildings, I think have a like an outdoor house.
No, that
hose
building
bib.
you're talking about, are they planning on putting water in?
Yeah, I believe for hose bibs, and maybe like a wash sink to
Any
just to clean
bathrooms?
up. I'm sorry,
Any bathrooms going in?
not that I'm aware of, no.
And so what are they just gonna, are there any drains in the floor? Plans of drains or anything like that?
No, it's just all to be cleaned out manually.
What kind of floor? Is it a concrete floor or is it,
I believe some of them will have there'll be some sections that have a concrete floor, but mainly it's just gonna be a dirt floor for the horses.
and what kind of construction is it?
I want to say it's timber framed, like post and beam.
Okay.
Where on the, I'm having trouble looking at the map, figuring out where exactly this building is located on the property. So I know that the house is generally over there, and there are those two buildings kind of the back right. Do you know, kind of, can you describe a little bit better for me where the building is
Well,
located?
if you're looking at the property from the street, the main residence house is over to the left.
Yep.
And this one would be closer to the two existing like metal storage building type. So
Okay.
they're over to the right. There's two existing kind of metal storage buildings over there.
What's the access to the building? Would it all be coming through that opening kind of by the fork in the road, or is it going to be coming from somewhere else?
No, there's another access down off of Walnut Street, right before where there's a couple of residential houses.
Right.
That's where most of the access comes in.
And how much traffic do you see coming in and out of there? That's a big building, so I don't know how often they're gonna. I don't know anything about it. I don't know how.
I don't envision too much additional traffic. Again, it's for the private use of the residents, so there shouldn't be much additional traffic coming in and out.
I have a question more towards the board themselves, Chairman Gaynor. Would this fall
Yes.
under the right to farm?
That was the big question. I guess Rob Picarelli has contacted Town Council Amy Questle regarding definition and whatnot to see if in fact it did fit. She did in the process. I know there's several criteria. It has to be over 5 acres, and there's all kinds of criteria for it. But my suggestion, to the board after we were, handled any of the questions and whatnot would be to find out from her exactly if in fact the right to farm laws did play into effect. I believe it's the Mass General Law 40A, Section 3, the agricultural exemption. And there's a whole big long list, couple pages worth. Are you familiar with it, Bob Durgan?
I just had the same information in front of me from the attorney.
He's got the acreage,
The acreage. but-
Fair to say.
plenty acreage. But
It looks like in her letter, she focuses on what the primary use of the property is for, and she talks about how since the primary use can't be residential and agricultural. So I think in her letter, she mentioned that they probably should apply for the special permit because the primary use may be residential since it's the same lot as the house is on.
No, it's not the same lot. It's a separate lot from the residential, the house. There's no residential houses on this lot.
But I think the horses are used for residential purposes and not, commercial enterprise. Directly used for agricultural.
Are they owned by the same people?
Yes.
I
The
don't know
only
if the deed is under the same, I don't know if the deed's under the same name or not.
Yeah, so like the reason so the whole conversation we've had up to this point, because it all looks like it's one lot. So the conversation we've had up to this point makes it seem like the people in the residential home are also using this, which then would make that all of a sudden now they're separate lots a little bit. So I'm a little confused by that. I don't know if it seems like if it's the owners of the residential home also using this lot, that muddies the primary use a little bit, but that's, either or that, I mean, even if it is a primary use that's residential, that doesn't stop us from giving the special permit either.
Yeah. So this property is under a separate entity. It's under ADGA Realty. The house lot is owned by Mr. Hasiotis as his own person, whereas this is under the ADGA Realty. So they're owned by two separate entities.
So on the butters map, I don't know, that was part of the parcel. So are the abutters inside? So it looks like, and I'm just trying to be clear, it does look like there's two lots, but one lot doesn't seem like it's the abutters list, and both of them say 0 Walnut Street. So I'm trying to figure out which lot we're talking about. Does that make sense? Maybe they're both the same, but I'm not seeing a line between the two lots. Because I see two that are labeled 0 Walnut Street in that abutters list map. Does that make sense?
There are two lots that are listed as 0 Walnut Street, but they're different parcel numbers.
Right. So is the parcel we're actually talking about the one off to the right doesn't have the, I just want to make sure we have the right.
It's the one that's shaded gray, I guess. The gray shaded parcel.
And that's not the house is not on that lot?
No, the house is on the 2 Walnut Street lot, which is a separate lot.
I don't think there's a line dividing the two lots
I don't
on
see
our
it.
abutters list.
Yep.
On the abutters list, it shows it as one lot.
Yeah.
That 2 Walnut Street should actually be, if you're looking at the abutters list, that 2 Walnut Street lot is below that. It should be below that 0 Walnut Street. For whatever reason, it's not showing up. It's not being pointed out to that correct location.
Because it definitely looks like it's two separate things. I'm just not seeing how they're divided. That's all. That was my confusion.
So what is the side setback on the left-hand side?
Yeah, there's a 711-foot setback on the, if you're looking at the plot plan on the left-hand side, that 700 feet is to the lot line of 2 Walnut Street.
Okay.
But for whatever reason, it's on the assessor's abutters list, it's showing that as being two, it shows the address is the same on that same lot when that's not the case.
So on the plans, on the plans, the first sheet, I'm reading the notes. And I just want to get straight in my head. It says existing topography, utilities, site features, and buffer lines shown, based record information by client, including electronic data filed entitled blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And then it gets to, where did I see it? Additional information on existing water, electric, and sewer services provided by the owner.
Yeah, that should have been,
And on the first line, data, December 18, 2019, containing septic system design plan prepared by PMP Associates.
yeah, that's a carryover. Those items should have been deleted. There are some other references that just got carried over in the notes that shouldn't have been on here. But there's a septic system for the house that's, I guess, would be up to, I guess, north of this existing property is where the septic system for the residential house is, and there's some utilities that run through this property that service that. But unfortunately, that information didn't get shown on the plan, so it is confusing.
Okay.
I don't know. I think, Bob, I think some of your questions did seem to raise a little concern if the average horse stall is a 12 by 12, 144 square feet. At 4 of them, that'd be, we'll call it 600 square feet. And we're looking at a 78 by 38 foot building for pretty close to 3,000 square feet. It would almost seem to be that there'd have to be some kind of interior corral or
Right,
a riding.
that's what I'm thinking.
Riding area, or I don't even know what you'd call it.
I mean, there might be a grooming station or something like that where they get them some more space, but I don't think there's like a riding or any sort of like a riding area. That my understanding was just some larger stalls and maybe some areas that groom the horses and store.
Can we get a
material.
floor plan on it?
I don't have it with me, but I can definitely get that for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that to take a look at that because I'm just not putting the whole 3,000 square feet for 4 horses together. I'm having a tough time with that. Without seeing something in front of me, I have nothing here in front of me. I don't know how the other members feel. I mean, if
I mean, there's no intent to do any sort of a commercial use for this property. It's for you know, the use of the neighbor or the abutting property for resident or for their own private use. There's no use. There's no intent to do any commercial or any use other than that.
would you or as the applicant be objecting to that would be one of the conditions on the special permit, that there would be no commercial or outside other than private horses, the private use of the residents?
Yeah, I think they'd be amenable to that.
All right. How soon, Max, do you think you could get that floor plan and the rest of the?
I could probably have it to you tomorrow if you can email it.
Arlanna, can you set that up with him?
Oh yeah, I can forward it right along to you guys as soon as I get it.
All right. Anybody else have any other questions?
Hi.
Eddie, yes.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Eddie Lane from 82 Walnut Street. I live right overlooking the fields.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no objection to this. I think it actually adds to the property personally. You just have horses back there already. The kids use them. Um, I really see no issue with it personally. I overlooked the property. Obviously, no intent to sell or anything like that. I think it'd be great use for the property.
Okay. Ed, do you have any of the other abutters have contacted you?
One contacted me, but they haven't said anything to me about it. But he might actually be on here. But yeah, they're like the person who owns the property has been a very good neighbor. He helps out, doesn't have too much craziness going on. Obviously, he has those two big buildings back there using for farm purposes, tractors, trucks, stuff like that going in and out. But he's very considerate to his neighbors.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your comment. Anybody else have any other questions, concerns, or opinions they'd like to voice? Any members of the board?
Hey, Bob. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Who's speaking?
This is Chris Hadorn and Shannon Hadorn. We live at 74 Walnut Street.
Okay.
And we just wanted to say we've never had any issues with anything George has done out back. Everything that he's done, he's only created more, made the property nicer out back from when we were the very first people who bought one of the 3 houses on this street. So we've never had any issues with anything that George has done. He's always been polite and asked us questions about stuff, and he's just been a really good neighbor. So we've actually kind of been looking forward to having something like that out back behind us.
Yeah,
So
aesthetically,
your name again, please. I missed your name.
Chris Hadorn, Hadorn.
And you're at what number of Walnut?
74.
74. Thank you, sir. Anybody else like to speak on this? I thought I heard a female voice that.
That was my wife.
Yeah, Shannon Hadorn, 74 Walnut. Just the same thing Chris said. Aesthetically, he's always been very considerate of what he puts back there. We're just very happy with the way the property's been maintained. So, I don't see this being a problem as an abutter, and just wanted to let you know our opinion on it.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. Gentlemen, any other questions from anybody from the board?
Just because it's in the bylaws, are there any doors higher than like 12 feet that you have in there? Door heights?
No, it doesn't look like. I'm looking at the elevations. They all seem to be about 8 or 10 feet tall at the most. Yeah, I could say that none of the doors are more than 12 feet or 12 feet tall.
All right. On your floor plan, are you showing any bathrooms or anything on the facility? I was told there was one.
I don't have a copy of the floor plan. I can get it for you though. I just don't have it with me.
All right, we're gonna need that then, please. Gentlemen, well, what are your concerns? You want to you want to continue this till next month so we can see a floor plan? You want to anybody? I mean, everybody's pretty much familiar with the property. Did anyone feel necessary that they'd like to schedule a site inspection? Maybe have a better idea of the layout of the property? What's the pleasure of the board?
I'm familiar with the property. I can make a motion to waive the on-site inspection.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to waive the on-site inspection. I'll ask for voice vote. Peter?
Yes.
Saya?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Jerry?
Yes.
Dan, how about you?
Yes.
And myself, I vote yes. So the motion passes to waive the on-site inspection. I still, myself personally, I don't know how the other members feel. I would like to see a floor plan before I voted on this.
I feel the same. I'd like to see a floor plan.
I think we should hold it till next month. We'll order it next month after we see the floor plans.
Okay, because if we, and the reason I said that, where we voted to waive the on-site inspection, that, that would be the only other thing holding us up to vote on it. And without seeing the floor plan, I personally would vote no, only because I hadn't seen it, so I think if we postpone this until our December meeting, then we'll have a better understanding of what I'll speak for myself, what I'm voting on, anybody else have any difference or voice an opinion regarding postponing till next month?
No, I feel the same way. It's a nice looking building. Floor plan would certainly help out, give us a better perspective as to what's inside.
Right.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I know the property pretty well, but I think just for the intent of the building, I think it would make us all feel, or me anyway, feel better just to kind of know what the intent of what they're trying to do is. But the fact that the abutters are in favor of it makes me feel a lot better about it too.
I think most of the questions that were sent off as far as the requirements going, as far as usage go, have been pretty much answered. So yeah, I think with a floor plan and a layout, we could move on this. I think that myself personally, I'm not speaking for the board, but I just wanted a better feel for it. All right, what I'll do then is I'll entertain or accept a motion regarding petition number 927 to continue
Chairman?
to. Yes,
Can I just ask a quick question?
where are you? Who's speaking? Max?
Matt, with Outback Engineering?
Okay, yes.
So if the barn is an agricultural exemption, I just want to make sure I'm understanding why the floor plan would be necessary if it's exempt from any sort of a building code or a building permit. I just so I can inform my client. I just wondering why.
Well, just off the bat, we're applying for a special permit to construct the barn. You do, as you made mention in your application, that the applicant felt that it was within the established character of the neighborhood. That is a big concern, and that's what in order to fit the criteria for a special permit, that would have to be evaluated, and that's the reason I personally wanted to see the layout.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. I mean, any other members of the board agree, disagree, or have any other reasons other than that? I'm just speaking for myself on that one, certainly.
There's a couple of other things that you have to take into consideration. You're building the building. Where is the waste going? You have a place where you're going to put the animal waste. That has to be considered with the building.
Pickup, storage.
Is there a
that type
storage
of thing?
for manure?
Okay.
That's
I do know.
concern.
Go ahead, Kasaya.
No, I just want to know where all this stuff, where is the hay going to be stored? Where is the manure going to be stored before they take it out other places?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, well, I'll get the answers for you.
All right.
Awesome. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to continue this hearing until next month. If someone would like to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to continue petition 927 till our December meeting.
Second.
In a second, I'll want to hear a voice vote, please. Peter?
Yes.
Kasaya?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Jerry?
Yes.
Myself, yes, and Dan? Are you with us, Dan?
I'm having connection problems. You hear me?
Yes, now we can. Yep.
Are you just asking me my opinion? Yeah.
Yes, on the, yes, to continue to next month.
Damn Comcast.
Okay, motion passes 5-0. We'll continue petition number 927. And Mac, I would appreciate that if you could get that over to Arlanna so the members could take
Sure.
a look at that as soon as possible. And
Okay.
again, I think it would be helpful also, you know, mention to your client the fact that that restriction about commercial use on no commercial use for private use only as a condition of the special permit is something that's a concern to see. Make sure he's willing to accept that as a condition.
Sure, I will double check that.
Great, awesome.
Great. Thank you for your time.
All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
who seconded that motion? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I did.
Keziah.
Keziah, okay, thank you.
All right. Where are we? Seeing that it's 7:45, we'll move on to petition number 928. Michael Nazrala, 137 South Street, special permit and variance for the garage. Hi, Mike, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very good, thanks. Let me just read this into the record and we'll get right on it. 928. The Halifax Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Monday, November 9th, 2020 at 7:30 PM via Zoom on the application by Michael Nazrala for a special permit and variance to build a garage located at 137 South Street, Halifax, Mass. Said property is owned by Michael Nazrala of 137 South Street, Halifax, Mass, as shown on Assessors Map 120, Lot 1B, Title Reference Book 07661, page 291. The applicant is seeking a special permit to construct a 30 by 30 garage, which would be in violation of section 167-12 F4 in an AR district as it is larger than 884 square feet. The project would also be in violation of the setback requirements of section 167-11, requiring a variance from section 167-12 F2, the rear setback from 40 feet to 25, and 167-12 F3, the left side setback from 30 feet to 15 feet in accordance with the zoning bylaws of the town of Halifax, areas zoned residential, petition number 928.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
can I recuse myself?
sure. You want to, would you like to give us a reason or you just want to recuse yourself?
I'll just recuse myself because I don't want no complications.
Okay, that's understanding. All right, why don't then Dan, you'll be voting on in place of Mr. Nazrala, Keziah?
Okay.
Oh, there you go. All right. I just, audio problems there. I didn't know if you could hear us. All right. Mike, why don't you explain to us what you want to do here?
I'd like to put up a garage in my backyard on the left side, closest to the power line side for my antique tractors that I recently required.
How many tractors you have, Mike?
6.
Because of the that's a big building, 30 by 30 is that the only use just for the storage of the tractors?
Yes.
30 by 30.
Plain and simple.
How big a parcel you want? Is this just a little over an acre?
Yes, just a little over an acre.
Mike, what other buildings do you have, structures on the property?
I have just a house on the property. I got a pool in the backyard and a well off to the right side, so. And if I try to comply to the zoning laws, that the building would be in the pool. Sorry,
Building would be in the pool.
just about. You don't have the pool there, but
No.
no.
There any other structures? Is there a garage attached to the house now, built onto the house, Mike?
No, I got a garage under.
A garage under?
Yeah,
2 car?
yeah, 2-car. It's impossible to pull anything in there to work on anything.
No other sheds or anything out back?
Nothing.
Gentlemen on the board, any questions that you'd like to ask Mr. Nazralla?
Whereabouts is the pool located?
More towards the left side.
Is it off the deck?
It's not off the deck, no. You can't get to the pool from the deck. You gotta be on the ground to get in the pool.
So how far off the deck would you say?
Oh, 30 feet anyways.
30 feet to the rear of the property, Mike?
No, from the home.
Oh, but in the backyard, behind the
Yeah.
deck?
Is it off to the left of the house or is it more centered or?
It's more left of the house.
Just trying to get an idea where it's placed.
I assume you have a fence around the pool?
No, it's an above ground pool.
So Mike, it's gonna be storage for the tractors only. Is there gonna be power out there, water,
No, I don't need water out there, no.
bathroom facilities, nothing like
No.
that?
No.
Maybe electricity?
Yes, I'm gonna need some electricity out there, absolutely.
And it's gonna be strictly used for your own personal use? There's no commercial business? These are not commercial tractors that are being stored
No,
out back there?
they're antiques, I'm restoring them, I already restored them.
But they're
Farm
personal
models.
use? They're not commercial
No,
tractors?
no. The old farm tractors, a couple of them that were my father's when he first came to town. Rebuilt them, painted them up nice. I want a place to store them instead of leaving them outside.
All right, Mike, how are you accessing this building? Where's the driveway gonna come from? Are you gonna, right now, you drive right on the right-hand side of your house, would you be continuing it down out back or?
Yes. But not with paving, I'm just leave it like stone dust. No tar. Tar ends at the house. End of the house.
Like, I don't understand why 15 feet off the side lot line? Why didn't you just make it 30 feet and you wouldn't need a variance there?
I'd be too close to the pool.
Way in the back like that?
Yes.
You have 30 feet?
My house sits, I'm pretty close to the rear of the lot. The front of the house is like 150 feet off the road. I'm only set back about, I believe, about 270, I think you see there. It'd be really, really tight, Bert.
So why is so far back? Why so far back on the lot?
I don't know. That's what I did 30 years ago, 32 years ago.
I'm talking about the garage.
Oh, well, I just don't want to take up the property. I'd like to leave it grass. I'd like to have some grass there, you know? I don't want to be all cluttered up.
Use those tractors and mow the grass, huh?
You know, I'm going to try to use one of them for the wife. It's a real small one.
What is the property out behind? Is it all woods?
It is.
Do you know if it's residential or conservation or?
I believe it's residential. I don't know the gentleman's name. I'm sorry, it got changed hands there a couple of times.
There is no house, though, right? It's
Oh, the
under-
lane back there, right?
Yes, yeah. I think you guys, someone, one of the boards only allowed him one home to go out there or something like that.
That's still ongoing, I think.
And Mike, to the left of this building, that's where the high tension lines are?
To the left of my house is, yes.
And the total square feet's 900, right?
Yes, it's only 14 more square than,
Right.
Well, okay, here's my problem with it, just for the other members of the board. I won't say problem, it's just my concern that for 14 square feet, we're basically making a conforming lot that currently conforms with current zoning. We're making it non-conforming for 14 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
would you like me to conform to that? 14 feet?
Well, make it 884 square feet instead of 900. Didn't the building inspector suggest that?
He did, he said, but it's only 14 feet. It's just, 30, 30 by 30. It's square and it's just becomes more cost-wise for lumber,
Does it really? It
Yes,
costs more to make it smaller?
less waste when it comes to plywood and stuff.
I don't know, that's just my concern. I don't know, what about the other members?
28 by 30, you're reducing the size and you're still, I think, efficiently using the lumber.
Okay,
The side lot lines and stuff concern me a little bit too, in case they ever put houses back there, not on the, obviously where the high tension lines are, but if they make that into a section back there,
On the side?
No, behind, right? Isn't he trying to?
Yeah.
I have more of a concern with the rear setback than the side, the tension lines, but I mean, you're looking at Google Maps of the property and it's really tough to say, but he might be right. Just if you move the building forward and over to the right, you're going to have trouble accessing the building because of the pool, but you're not really seeing it in person. You're looking at a map.
Right.
I'd like to see, the property staked out where it's going to be with the property lines. And if it was to conform with the property, where would it sit? So we have a better idea with, it interfering with the pool or the pool interfering with that, access to it.
No, I'm asking, it won't interfere with the pool.
Correct, right. But if you were to conform with the setbacks, is the pool in the way and how much with access to the building?
It's really not in the way. It'll be like 20 feet away though. I mean, that doesn't, it's really.
20 feet isn't much.
No.
Tractor or vehicle.
I mean, I've already staked it out a couple of times. I did have my lot surveyed by Mr. Webby, as you see there.
I think the issue for us, like we've been called out on variances before, and unless there's an issue with the topography of the land or something like that, we're not supposed to issue variances if you have the opportunity to meet the setbacks and the rear setbacks. So that's, and it might be maybe we need to go out there and see it, like Bob said. But if that building can come forward away from that rear lot line, or even maybe from the side lot line, it probably should. But unless there's some other reason.
right. Peter, you explained it better, much better. That's why I was saying that we're making a conforming lot into a non-conforming lot by allowing this. But yes, that's the exact reason why we're doing that. Unless we could show that there was a hardship, whether, like you said, by topography or the layout of the land, that it's not going to be detrimental to the established character of the neighborhood, which I don't feel it is being in that general area. But it doesn't derogate from the intent of the bylaw, and that is the intent of the bylaw. If it, Peter, like you were saying, if it moved over and conformed to the setback requirements.
Like someone very honestly could appeal that if like if the pool is the problem, you can't create your own hardship. So they
Correct.
built your pool and that can't be your hardship. I just don't want his shed or his garage to be appealed and make it a big issue.
Well, Didn't we,
Yeah.
didn't you send out to the abutters?
Well, it doesn't only have to be in a butter, Mike, that can appeal it. Anybody can appeal it. But that would, I see exactly what you mean, Peter.
Yeah. I mean, we might go out there and see it and feel differently. Like,
Yeah, I think that would be the best, probably the best thing. What about, Mike, other than just storage? If it was a non-conforming use like that, we'd put in conditions that it would not be used for the storage of commercial vehicles or used on a commercial venture, to be only for private use. Any other buildings, rooms, anything like that, other than just a straight one single-story garage?
That's it.
It's not there's no 2 stories to it?
No, I might have a loft upstairs for storage boxes or something, but nothing to roam around in or anything. I just want a basic barn, actually. You know, I just want to know the tractors.
All right, I would suggest then that we arrange for to go out and take a look at it on a site inspection and see, Mike, if you could have it staked off so we could see exactly where it sits on the property, and we could make a determination, if we saw the whole thing together. If that's agreeable by everybody else, I agree with Peter. I think it's probably a good idea to go take a look. Anybody else?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, Arlanna, well, with the calendar, when's our December hearing?
So it's December 14th is a Monday, so Saturday, December 12th.
Saturday, December 12th. How's that sound with everybody? What time's good?
9?
Yeah.
I
9 o'clock?
cannot make December 12th. But
Okay,
there's no objections. I can go a different time on my own. There's no objection.
all right. Mike, how's that sound with you? December 12th, 9 a.m. You could have it, you could stay.
Dan, can you or anybody else make the Sunday?
The 13th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do the 13th.
Can everybody else do the 13th?
13th. Yep.
13th's good with me. We can do that.
Okay.
Time?
9 o'clock. That good for everybody?
Yep.
9 o'clock, the 13th, Sunday. Deal. Mike, is that okay with you? Can you have it staked out by then?
Sure.
All right, that'd be great.
You need a motion for that?
Yes, we do.
I'll make a motion for an on-site inspection for petition 928 on December 13th at 9 o'clock.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor and second to continue the meeting to the Nezzarella property on Sunday, December 13th at 9 a.m. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Awesome. Mike, we'll see you then.
Thank you. Thank you,
All
guys.
right. Thank you.
Motion to continue petition 928 to the December 14th meeting.
Second.
Sure. There's a motion on the floor and second to continue the hearing after the site inspection to December 14th. Arlanna, you can determine a time there, Mr. Nezzarella. All those in favor say aye.
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 Can you hear me?
What's that?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You said the 14th. First you said the 13th.
Right. The 13th is the site inspection, Mike. The 14th will be our next zoning board meeting.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So we'll do the Zoom thing on the 14th. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. All right. Thanks, Mike. We're all set. All right. We got the, just to continue, we got the bills done, correspondence. Oh, our next meeting is going to be November 18th, 2020. We have our special meeting for petition number 920 on the Country Club Estates 40B. Anybody foresee any problems making that meeting? hopefully everybody will be there for that, for the Zoom meeting.
I'll be there.
Yep.
What was the date again?
November 18th
November
Okay.
18th.
to Wednesday.
Okay.
Are we opening that meeting?
Yes. Yes, we are. We're gonna see how that works. I think it should work. We'll try it anyway, see where it goes. I'm gonna be in contact. I'm gonna make sure, try to confirm that Amy Questle will be there with us to attend that. And if it can't be done, you know, we can't coordinate it, then I don't know, we'll have to come up with something else. But after talking and speaking with Charlie, it's where we are doing zoning board business via Zoom now. It's been brought to the attention that kind of all or nothing type thing, if for lack of a better term. So we'll give the Country Club Estates a try. We were talking over some different ground rules for the November 18th meeting for the Country Club Estates. Going to set the ground rules up on when and who can speak and how they're going to speak and how they're going to be called on, and I'm going to, I think, limit the hearing from 7 to 9:30. I don't want to go any later than that, and we can put it off till the next scheduled hearing date, and try to wait our way through it. Have our peer review people there asking and answering questions, and then members from our board, and then we'll try to open it up. Well, we will open it up to other board members from other boards in town, and then abutters and people in town who want to voice their opinions. So we'll do the best we can on that. Any other suggestions that or anyone would like to make? I'd love to hear them. I don't know how else we could do it, to be perfectly honest with you.
Gonna be a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be easy. And if there's, yeah, I know. Peter, stop shaking your head. I can see it.
Everything you're saying is correct. You know, it's true. I don't know. It's gonna be an adventure.
Yeah, I don't know how else we can do it, but that is the basic thing. Then other towns have been trying different types of meetings outside and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know how else to do it. I think we'll do it via Zoom, and we'll see where it goes. My only concern is once we open it, that's it. We got our, 180 days and period. But we can't keep postponing it forever. This could go on for who knows how long. Hey, I'm open. Anybody else got any other thoughts? I'd like to drag each one of you into the gutter with me.
We'll know in another week or two.
Yeah, I know, really.
Can I ask do a suggestion? What if the zoning board meets in the Great Hall and we Zoom through the Great Hall?
We all have our own computer type thing, our own camera, our own.
The zoning board as a board meet at the Great Hall, and we'll have a big screen there so people can Zoom to the town.
I'd have to check to see if that's.
I mean, we collectively would be sitting in one room, and while they can Zoom in.
Bert?
Yes.
What the thing is that the maximum number of people who can be in the Great Hall is 11. And what the Attorney General's office has said is that everybody has to be provided the same access. You can certainly have the hybrid if you want. There's nothing illegal about having that, but you can't prevent
what? I lost you.
game over. Sorry. So once you hit 12 people in the room, you have to close down the meeting. You can have a hybrid meeting, but if people want to be there in person, you have to allow them to be there in person. And once you hit 12 people, that's it. The meeting's over. I mean, this is why we talked about even using the all-purpose room in the school, but the problem there is, sure, there's a limit of 25, and it runs into the same problem. If you get a 26th person, you got to close the meeting.
All right, so Charlie, the 6 of us with Arlanna and a
Well, I
cameraman.
don't expect Arlanna to be there.
So the 6 of us with the cameraman could
It's
not all meet in the Great Hall and watch a video or a presentation made from another location somewhere on a hybrid meeting, and just the members of the zoning board be in the Great Hall watching it together, 6 feet
Sure.
apart.
Right, you could do that, but let's say that Joe or Mary Public wants to be there in the room with you. You cannot prevent them from doing so. You
We
cannot
can't
make
say
it.
you have to go on Zoom to speak to the meeting.
No, that's the whole thing. The AG's office said if you're going to have an in-person meeting, you must allow anybody who wants to be at the in-person meeting to be at the at-person meeting. You can't close the doors on everybody.
So Keziah, the answer to that is no.
We just have to play it the way we're gonna do it right now anyway, so.
Yeah.
Limit people to a certain time to speak, and that's it.
All right. All right, it sounds like it's going to be complicated to be able to limit to, like, when they're presenting the plans and whatnot. I don't know. I don't know how else.
Well, I mean, we were able, it's a little bit simpler than what we're doing with the Chapter 40B, but we had that community forum for Bud's Goods, the proposed marijuana farm on River Street. That was about 3 weeks ago with the Board of Selectmen. And they did a presentation, and then we asked every single person, I turned each person's mic on one at a time after all the presentation was done. In your case, after the ZBA has done all its questions for that night. And then one at a time, I said to people, here's your chance. Do you have anything to say? And most people didn't. And, you've talked about limiting it to 5 minutes per person so that, if Mary's the first person in line, fine. Mary gets 5 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, if Mary wants to talk again, she has to wait for everybody else.
So Charlie, everybody was on their own Zoom unit.
Yeah.
When you say
Yeah.
the selectmen, it wasn't a presentation made to the selectmen in
No,
the selectmen's office.
Everybody we were on Zoom. Everybody was on Zoom.
All right. I think that's our only option if to do it that way then.
Has anybody done a 40B on Zoom in the
Yes.
3 months?
Other communities, yeah.
Is the Zoom limited to 100? I think I remember you saying that before.
I don't think we're going to get it.
I'm not getting it.
Yeah. You're breaking up a little bit.
None of that came over.
Okay. The question was whether we might have what the limit is for the number of people being in the Zoom meeting. And I will check, but I don't expect that we're going to hit 100 people. Even if we were in person, I don't think we would hit 100 people.
It's probably true.
But it bottom line, the Zoom would be able to handle 100 people was the question. Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll give it a whirl. See what happens. Charlie, is that your understanding also that once we open this hearing, once we open the meeting and the hearing, we have 180 days from the opening of the Zoom meeting?
Well, they haven't quite worked that out yet. There is legislation that would end the tolling for, or begin the tolling again, starting on December 1st. So we'll see what the legislature does, but I think that what we're trying to do here is get ahead of the curve and start things up so that if they change the limits, you'll already be having the meeting moving along and you won't have to worry so much about them.
Okay. Anybody else have any more questions?
Yep.
All right, we'll see what happens. All right, there's nothing else on our agenda here, gentlemen, unless there's any new business that someone would like to bring up or any discussions. Are we good?
We're good.
Yep.
How about a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
And a second? Who seconded?
I did.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor and a second to adjourn the meeting of November 9th, 2020. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Lana. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, everyone.
Thanks, Charlie. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Welcome,
Charlie.
thank you all. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.